Did you know that every day 29 people in the United States die in car crashes that involve drunk drivers? That equals one death every 50 minutes. I have completed research on why you should not drink and drive. Today I will discuss problems related to drinking and driving, offer solutions, help you see how much better life would be if these solutions were adopted, and persuade you to not drink and drive. How many times have you heard the words, "I promise, I'm fine"? People know that drunk driving is against the law and poses a risk of an accident, but yet they still drive under the influence of alcohol thinking that they are fine. According to Dan Schimmel's article entitled "The Dangers of Drinking and Driving" from quitalcohol.com, in 2016, 10,497 people died in the United States from drunk driving car crashes. This accounted for 28% of all vehicle-related deaths. In 2017, 377 more people died in drunk driving car crashes. This accounted for 29% of all vehicle-related deaths. Out of the 50 states in our country, 2 states stand out for their drunk driving statistics. Montana, which has the highest DUI death cost, and Wisconsin, which is known as the deadliest state for drunk driving. Every year in Wisconsin, the average DUI convictions is 24,000. The average drunk driving crashes is 5,174, and 2,900 people are injured, and 190 people at least are killed every year. Drunk driving accidents, injuries, and deaths cost the United States an average of $132 billion every year. According to Richard Stem's article, DUI Laws by State, from the website Driving Laws, some common penalties of a DUI include jail, community service, fines, suspension, and installing an ignition in a locked device. In Mississippi, the minimum jail time is 48 hours. Some states sentence their DUI charges to a minimum of a year. Some of these states include Arkansas, Colorado, Georgia, Indiana, Maryland, Oklahoma, Rhode Island, South Dakota, and Washington. But Vermont still holds the highest with a minimum DUI charge of 2 years. In Mississippi, a DUI fine can range from anywhere to $250 to $1,000. Mississippi's minimum license suspension is 90 days, and Mississippi does not require the ignition installing device. Since there are so many deaths, injuries, and arrests being made, what can we do to stop people from drinking and driving? There are many solutions to the problems of drinking and driving. According to the article "Drunk Driving Makes a Comeback" by Joey Kennedy from the magazine Red Book, more media coverage needs to be given to the drunk driving issue. The media can persuade people to not drink and drive. It can encourage others to keep people from drinking and driving, and media campaigns are most effective when supporting other impaired driving prevention strategies. If you plan on going out and know that you'll be having a few drinks, remember to designate a driver for that night. If you cannot find anyone to drive, use public transportation. If your house is close enough and the area is safe, just walk home. But if your house is too far, ride a bus, call a cab, or call an Uber. After having your first sip of alcohol, try to give your keys to one of your friends or a manager of the restaurant to come back and get the next day, or a bartender. If you have drank too much that night, always be open to accept help from people. According to Marissa Esser's article, "The Evaluation of the Evidence Base for the Alcohol Industry's Actions to Reduce Drink Driving Globally" from the American Journal of Public Health, she found that some effective countermeasures to drunk driving include establishing or lowering the maximum blood alcohol concentration limit for drivers, or the BAC count, and adding sobriety checkpoints such as roadblocks to check random drivers' BAC count. Imagine how much better our lives would be and how much safer they would be if you adopted these solutions. If people would quit drinking and driving, our death rate would decrease, less people would be going to jail on DUI charges, and more people would save money by not having to pay fines from DUI charges. In Anna Aronson's article, Reasons Why Not to Drink and Drive from Livestrong.com, she questions her readers, telling them to ask themselves if they can live with the guilt of someone being injured or killed because of their reckless actions. If people do not quit drinking and driving, more people will continue to lose their lives every year and our death rate will only increase. I have discussed the problems of drinking and driving, offered solutions, helped you see a better life, and persuaded you to not drink and drive. How many people do you know that have been injured or killed in a car accident because of a drunk driver? Next time you're at a party or just hanging out with some friends and they've been having a couple of drinks and they decide to go home, will you be the one to stop them, or will you inevitably send them or another random person to their death?